What's up, guys? It's Gold Dizzy here to give you my episode of Impactful. I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I normally go down at, every single segment that happened on the show, but I'm not going to do that this week. I'm just going to talk about a few of the things that happened, things that I liked and some of the things that I didn't like. The show was not as good as it normally is, and I don't want to say that it was bad. It just wasn't, like I just said, it just wasn't as good as it usually is. But the show opens up with Abyss in the locker room, hanging out with a bunch of TNA superstars that we haven't seen on TV in ages. Jay Lethal was the most notable guy standing there. He was standing in the forefront of the screen, and Abyss is going on about how he has so much power now that he has the ring, how he can feel it flowing through him. And it was kind of a comical scene. Now, the show, that was just a segment right off the bat, but then the show opens with AJ Styles and Ric Flair coming down to the ring. AJ starts talking about the Pope, and how Pope's no good, how, he got beat up pretty good last week, and, just going on and on. I'm liking that they're continuing the storyline with that. The match is going to be really good. I'm looking really forward to seeing it. But then Ric Flair starts talking. And he really gets into this promo, talking about Abyss and the Hall of Fame ring. Flair just can't understand why Hogan gave the ring to Abyss. He's going on and on about how Abyss just doesn't deserve it. So he calls Abyss out. Abyss comes out to Hulk Hogan's WCW theme, American Made. It was pretty funny. Flair goes on to call Abyss all kinds of names. He says, you make me sick, you make me want to puke, you can't shine AJ Styles' shoes. So Abyss comes back with, you're right, I can't shine his shoes because I'm not a shoe shiner, but I can take his shoes and shove them up your ass. Very funny, very funny. So Flair's like, you need to take that ring off and give it to AJ. Then Hogan comes out, and they banter back and forth for another few minutes, and that's it. So that was a pretty cool opening. I enjoyed the opening. I thought it was done really well. TNA's really good with their openings usually, and this was no exception. I thought it was pretty good. Now, I didn't like the Nasty Boys and Team 3D match. It sounded good because it was a no DQ table match, but it just didn't have enough time, and Nasty Boys just shouldn't really be wrestling. And Team 3D wins with the help of Jesse Neal. The Foley and Bischoff segment right after that, Foley's, figured out that Bischoff used them last week to get him out of the impact zone so he could do what he wanted to do with Abyss and all that. Bischoff wants to see him in the suit that he bought him last week, and we get to see that later. Now, another thing I just didn't get was the ODB and Daphne match. Now, these two women could really put a match on if they were given the right amount of time. But they're trying to do this angle with Daphne, to make her look like she's insane. I mean, we already know that. Why are you trying to do this to us, TNA? We know she's insane. So, ODB wins the match because of a DQ. Daphne attacks her leg, ODB's leg, really good. And ODB's selling it really good. But I don't understand why they're doing this. Why can't they just have a normal women's match? It's been a long time since I've heard the crowd chant, "This is awesome," during a women's match. And I hope that they don't continue this trend. Let's see. Beer Money cuts a promo. Really good promo. Talking about how, they've been around the company since it started. How they've built their reputation on pride. And how they're tired of the management putting them on the sideline. So Hernandez, one half of the tag team champions, comes out and tells them how, you don't have to prove anything. I'm going to talk to Hogan and I'm going to get you guys a title shot. I didn't really understand that. Why is one half of the tag team champions coming out to get someone else a title shot? I just didn't get it. I mean, I understand he's a face, he's trying to help out his boys, but it just didn't make sense. Eric Young and Kevin Nash are talking to JB. They're talking about how they want to beat the hell out of Hall and Six Pac, and they don't care. They just want to fight them. you know, I am kind of looking forward to this match because you know what's going to happen. I'm liking the fact that they're continuing the storyline with it. They're kind of building anticipation up, you know, a little bit at least, and you know, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what kind of match they're going to have, but you know, I'm hoping that the match can be at least somewhat enjoyable. So Jarrett and Bischoff, Jeff Jarrett and Eric Bischoff were talking about what happened last week. Bischoff is saying how he's wrong and he wants to make it up, so he wants to make it up to him in the ring. So they go out to the ring. Bischoff's like, I apologize. You know, as you get older, you know, you make mistakes, and I'm here to tell you that I was wrong. But he ends up making Jarrett a cook. Gives him a spatula and a hairnet and tells him to go cook. So I'm just like, what the hell's going on with this? And it was just another one of those moments that I was just like, what the fuck? But now, you see Morgan Hernandez talking because of what happened earlier with Hernandez and beer money, and Matt's like, what are you doing, man? You need to, you know, talk to me about things like that. We need to be on the same page. And so, I don't know. Are they going to split these guys up or what? It's just hard to say. We did get to see Brian Kendrick and Kazarian. Now, this match was a #1 contender match for the X Division title. Kazarian, dude, I haven't seen this guy much, man, but he's a big dude and he can really do his thing. He's got this finisher called the Flux Capacitor, and anybody who has a finisher called the Flux Capacitor is okay in my book. And for those of y'all who don't know, Flux Capacitor is what makes time travel possible. So now you guys know. Now, Ken Anderson, he's having a match against Rob Terry for the global title. And as Ken Anderson's introducing himself like he always does, Kurt Angle's behind him, and he whacks him good with the chair, knocks him out. And Angle basically waves over at Rob Terry, tells him to come get him. Rob Terry comes and gets him, takes him to the ring, gives him a big slam, and he wins the match. I like that they're furthering the storyline along. I think these guys, when they are able to have a match, will put on a good match. They're really doing a great job with bringing in the realism of Kurt Angle's real personal life into the match. I think it adds to it, it makes it more believable, and will in turn produce a way better match. But I really like that. We didn't see Eric Young and Kevin Nash and Hall and X-Pac in the parking lot area. And Hall and 6-Pac go to work on him, really beat him up good. It was a good little segment. X-Pac had a nice little bicycle kick, whatever you want to call it, on Eric Young, and Scott Hall just took a lead pipe to Kevin Nash's knee and took him out. So, you know, they're building for that match, and I don't know, I think it might be good. So, you see Eric Bischoff, this is a great part of the show, the best part of the show in my opinion. Eric Bischoff is seen talking on the phone to somebody, and he says, no, we're not going to use celebrity hosts every week. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. I laughed my ass off so loud on that. It was hilarious. Anyways, we see Foley. He's got his new suit on. He's got a mustard stain on it. Hilarious. Then Bischoff tells him, we're going to enroll you in etiquette school. What the fuck? Okay, Desmond Wolf and Abyss. Now, Desmond Wolf loses again. Abyss wins. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, because the black hole slam that he put on Wolf was pretty devastating. But why is Desmond Wolf losing again? Why is he losing? He had such a great impact when he first came in, taking on Kurt Angle. I mean, he was made to look like such a badass, and now he's getting beat. I just don't get it. But right after that, Flair and AJ come out, and they start beating up on Abyss. All three of them do, Wolf, AJ, and Flair. They handcuff Abyss to the ropes, and then Hogan comes out. Hogan gets beat up. Hogan gets cut open with the world title. It's nice to see Hogan still blading. We get to see blood. It's nice to see blood on wrestling, isn't it? Damn, it's nice. But Abyss summons all the power from the Hulkamaniacs, and he breaks away from the handcuffs. He helps Hogan. And then literally right after, Hogan signs a match. March 8th. Hogan and Abyss against AJ and Flair. So, I guess the main event for TNA's Monday Night Live show is going to be old guys. Hogan and Abyss against Flair and AJ. I don't know if that's a good move. I mean, yeah, it's going to be great to see them wrestle, I guess. I mean, they're old as hell. But at least we'll see AJ and Abyss. I'm sure they'll be doing most of the wrestling. And maybe we'll get to see some more blading, more juice. But, you know, I'm happy that TNA actually has some attitude in their show. They've got some attitude. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, guys? They got attitude. I'm not saying that they're the new attitude era. I'm not saying that yet. But they've got a little bit of attitude on their show. They've got some balls, you could say. But those are what I liked. The things that I liked. I know I didn't talk about absolutely everything like I said I would. Or like I said I wouldn't. And, you know, I just didn't feel like talking about everything. But if you guys have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, leave them in the comments below. This is Gold Dizzy. Peace out.